Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin, cryptocurrency market, put some stuff I've been researching together for you guys on more of macro scale, if you will, DXY, and go over some proxies, MicroStrategy, GBTC, do a different analysis to get a probability what Bitcoin is going to do next, up or down, right? Don't you love those guys that tell you, hey, it's either going to go up or down, or they have like a big word salad. And you're just like, okay, is he saying up or down? They really don't want to put their on the line and just come to a conclusion. At least I'll respect somebody. If they say it's going to go down, it's going to go down. You know what I'm saying? So they're just like, okay, down. That's what they're sticking with. So they could be wrong. Not wrong. I could be wrong too. I've been wrong before. Here's a DXY, guys. I want to put this to rest. Oh, by the way, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. I'd be really, really appreciate new subscribers. I do appreciate you too. Here's the deal. If you use TradingView a lot down here, you don't have the logarithmic button anymore. So TradingView decided to make it a little bit more confusing for us and go on a treasure hunt to find it. But what you got to do is right click on that, and it's right here, guys. Logarithmic and your things right there. So right click on this price scale, and you'll go find your button that's not here anymore. Okay, so just throw that out there so you don't have to go on a treasure hunt and try to find that button, and you're wondering where it went, because it was there and then it disappeared. I think I saw it come back, and then I was like, what are they doing? So they're testing something, and probably had to do that because they switched something somewhere, and they said, okay, move it over here for some reason. Imagine all the data and all the information, like TradingView, to be able to do this. I imagine it has to be a monumental task. They have like 30 plus million customers or something like that, and putting the charts online for everybody to view. Can't be easy. It can't be easy. I'll give them that. So here's a DXY guy. I have it on the guys here on the 3-month chart. I want to put this together for you and show you the pattern the DXY is on. And that people get these analysis that this thing's going to do a moonshot up to like 170 or 200. I don't think so, guys. Like a realistic, unbiased analysis would probably say that's probably not very accurate. If you take a look at what the DXY is doing, I'm drinking a little bit of coffee, guys. So here's this trend since 1979, shot up. You can see three-way move back down, move here, back down to the trend, and then it did a move up here, guys. And you have a massive amount on the quarterly chart of some bearish divergence right here. Now, I'm still thinking that the DXY, you actually, at this point, guys, what you want is you want the DXY to stabilize, probably get down to 100 and just hang out in that area, guys, and not do this massive drop. Oh, and by the way, this whole theory that if the DXY goes up, risk on assets can't go up. Well, if you go from 1995 to the year 2000, it went up and all the risk on assets went up. Go look at the charts. They did a moonshot through there just like the same time. So go check the data if you ever have any doubts. But a lot of people expect this. This has to trend down for Bitcoin to go up. And it's a headwind at times, guys. But, it's just an indicator. It's checked out. But I'm actually expecting on this quarterly chart down here, you can see possibly get down to that trend right there, at least, guys, probably. So maybe it could come down to the mid 90s or something like that. And then you could see here in the stochastics, it does have a bearish cross, and then it's starting a new long-term trend down to that area, guys. So in the meantime, short term, I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up near 104, guys, right now. So it'd be time for Bitcoin to do a correction. So that's the deal with the DXY long term on a quarterly chart. And you can see here's its cycle. It broke it. Here's a cycle. It broke it. And then this is probably a cycle, and it could break it. It could break it, or it might come back down and go back up again, guys. But remains to be seen. I don't think the DXY is going to do anything too crazy in the meantime. So I'm going to go over Bitcoin 2 and show you guys some patterns here, okay? We got some patterns here. All right, so here we got the Bitcoin. It went up into this wave, and now we're in this area. and a lot of people are getting scared right in this area because it's right at resistance, right at this area, about 28,000, 29,000, 30,000. It's right at that area. Kind of reminds me when we needed it to break 25K, came back down, boom. So here we got a couple things. The RSI, the MACD hasn't, doesn't even look like it's trying to curl over on the weekly, guys. So like that. So I'm going to go to another asset. It's MicroStrategy. You see MicroStrategy is kind of in the same position on all the indicators, guys. Okay. A little bit the same. GBTC, which is buying Bitcoin for institutional or bigger, usually, well, I don't say that, usually you buy Bitcoin, except you buy a share of this stuff and you have some Bitcoin, but you don't own any Bitcoin, which I don't recommend. I don't recommend that. That's me personally. Anything can happen to this this asset, but I just recommend be personally. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, if you want Bitcoin, get the real stuff. Get the real stuff. So not the counterfeit, but it's uptrend, and then you have this here, this here. Okay, so now we got to go and take a look at this right here. The stochastics giving us signals, but the MACD looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the MACD, guys, for you guys here, and we're going to go over the couple indicators that we have here. Okay, so right now Bitcoin is potentially in a 1-2, and this could be a first wave of a third wave. Okay, if that is correct, guys, Bitcoin is going up here. It's going up here. Okay, this third wave, it's gonna, if this is a first of a third, all right, you have a good shot that happens. So it went up into a wave, back down to second wave. Now we're in a first of a third. Once it's done in this area with its correction, if Bitcoin is going into a third wave, it'll be a 3 of a 3, guys. That's a potential. You want to be aware of that. You don't want to say, it's bearish, because you could miss a serious move. You could miss a serious move. It's no joke, guys. Okay. So here's the deal right here with the stochastics. All right. The stochastic RSI, guys, right? You have from this peak, and then it corrected and went up in this peak, right? And then down here in the RSI, it doesn't look bad. It still has a lot of room to go, a lot of room to go. It's not even in on the weekly oversold area yet. When when Bitcoin goes bullish, it gets up there. But now you have that question. So you want to take a look at that stochastics, because this can be misleading, guys, when it goes bullish. All right. So as an example, here's this first wave right here. You see this wave, it went up, boom, and you can see right there is when it peaked. You see that peak right there, and look what it did. It went all the way over here. It went all the way up there before this actually started doing a turn. Okay. It can have it have a decent correction. You can see right there, and that was enough to drag this back down and push it back up again, guys. I would like to see something like this. That's a pretty decent drop. That was from 12,000 back down to 90, just say 10,000. That was a good 20, 30% drop, but it was enough to boom, reset it and bring that back up, guys. So you can see like here in the RSI back down, and then it was able to go back up again. I would like to see that personally. The thing is, you might not get that. You might not get that on Bitcoin, guys. Same thing with GBTC over here. It's looking, the same thing. Let me remove this MACD. It's the same thing with the stochastics down in that area, guys. And if you take a look at GBTC on the stochastics, you can see right in this area when it went oversold in that first wave over there, it stayed up there the whole time and it went all the way up. Okay. You can see here, it was able to make some corrections along the way, reset it, like just back down. Let me move this up. You can see it reset it. That was probably that same move on Bitcoin, reset that and bring that back up. So GBTC could be in the same area, guys. So as Bitcoin, bullish 1-2, and then I think it's in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You take a look at that. I'm going to go to a lower time frame and suss that out a little bit. Okay. Now let me pull the RSI back up. I'm going to clean up that. Okay, so we have a massive, on the 4-hour RSI, we have a massive move and then went back down and reset it. So more than likely like a 1-2. Yeah, 1-2. And then it's in the midst of making some more waves. Okay, so it could be setting itself up for a shot, guys. And then you take a look at MicroStrategy right here too. Okay, I'm going to go to a lower time frame on MicroStrategy, guys. How I'm putting it together. I'm going to show you guys some stuff. All right. So here's MicroStrategy's bottom, in my opinion. That's the bottom I was looking for. It came to the top of my box, and then it whizzed out of there to this wave. It came back around, corrected that wave all the way back down here, that 4-hour RSI. Boom. I think right now it did a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it probably come back down and correct. So here's the thing. This is what's getting people all wrapped up right now. This whole area on MicroStrategy is going to be sideways for a while. So what does that mean? What does that mean, guys? Sideways for a while. Does it mean it's bearish? It's going to feel like it's bearish unless you're trading it. It's going to be traders market. I think the S&P 500, guys, is going to go up, but it's going to be a choppy up. Okay, so you'll be aware of that. So then you have another one too. So you can see what's going to happen here. I'll show you why this is going to end up being choppy for you guys. Okay, so you got a 1, and they could come down. I would expect right on top of that box again, and they could be going into that wave, right? So let me change that up for you real quick. I'm going to make a point with this, guys. I'll show you something here. Okay, 1, and then back down for 2, and then you got your 3, 4, 5 over here, okay? Okay, so now you got a 1, 2. So now the second wave comes down wherever it's going to land to, right? But you're going to have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let me change the color of that. I'm going to change it to, let's go with red. Let's go with the gray. Put on a lower, so you have a lower one, right? So now you have a lower one. So as an example, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then here's that 3 as an example. And then here's that 4, and here's that 5. Okay, you can sense it. Everybody's like waiting for this in the market. People are waiting for this, and they're gonna have to wait a while probably for that if they want to be around for that. It's probably gonna take a lot of people out and get bored out of the market. But now you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, right? And then a 3, and then a 4, and a potentially a 5. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. People are getting wrapped up. So now you got a nice 1, 2. You're not going to get another mega 3. It's got to set itself up for that. So now you got 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then maybe the 3, 4, and then a 5, right? So you take that whole area, like right here, okay, as an example, don't hold me to the times, that it feels like it's sideways and it's building itself up to get out of there, guys. That's the issue. You take a look at, let's say, GBTC here. Let me go to a weekly chart, and I'll show you guys. You know, like kind of like an area. It ripped out of there pretty good, but you can see right here, like it was sideways for a while over here. So 27th of April to September. You see how that was sideways? It was up here. People are like, it's coming at resistance, kind of like over here. And it's sideways, sideways, sideways. And then finally it got out of there. You can take a look at MicroStrategy over here, guys. Look at MicroStrategy over here, right? And people are like, what is this, man? Sideways, sideways, sideways. It went up a little bit, finally went up, and it finally got out of there. So you could see something like that with MicroStrategy. Bitcoin, you take a look at Bitcoin over here. It was a lot better. It probably felt in that area a lot better in this with Bitcoin, except right here. Okay, it went down and then it ripped out of there, guys. But my point is that I think there's going to be with these assets, guys, like Bitcoin and GBTC. It's going to feel maybe like, oh, is it bearish, and then the move's going to go quick. The move's going to go quick. It's going to come back down, maybe correct it, and the move from here to here is just going to get up there real quick. And it's probably going to be the same thing. Sideways, 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 rip it off a little bit, sideways, sideways, maybe a deeper correction, and then get back out of there, guys. So, and it's going to have this feeling of sideways because of the macro environment with interest rates, which people are looking for a pivot. an actual pivot. So you have a pivot with the Fed, which means they're going to start lowering rates. And then you have a pause. You want the Fed to do a pause. It's at the peak of the pause, guys. Everybody's looking for the pivot. Look, at the end of the day, the Fed might not pivot for 2 years, guys. 2 years. They might keep rates at 5%. If you're waiting for the pivot, you could be waiting for 2 years. You could be waiting for 2 years. From 2009 to 2021 or 22 was the decade of just wait for the pivot, or they were QE, QE, QE. It'll go up, go up, go up. Might not be in that type of environment for a while, guys. It might be choppy, 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 and the S&P 500 going up and confusing traders market. It's not going to be, clean waves like this, guys. Okay. Now, Bitcoin, I think, has a better chance to make waves like this. I just don't think it'll be as strong. They have better chance for making just quick waves, like correct, boom, and it's in a correction for a while, boom, instead of like, how it starts off here, went sideways. This was 3 months consolidation, sideways, and went up, back down. It's going to be more like this, guys. And then possibly you might get like one of these. But that's how I'm looking at that, guys. I'm going to give you guys that heads up. That's why it's going to feel like this choppiness along the way because of the macro environment. I'm not expecting the Fed to do a pivot anytime soon, guys. It's not even cross my mind. The only thing's on it, are they going to do a pause? How much more are they going to raise it? We're at 5%. It's going to 5.25. Are they going to 5.5? Don't know yet. The market's thinking 5.25, and then there's a pause. One more, and then there's a pause. Remains to be seen. And that's when the market is going to be able to chop up. And then if they get anywhere near wherever it does, whatever comes first, I'll put you, wherever comes first with Bitcoin. And once it's done with this correction, and which, by the way, guys, on the weekly, that's where you look for Bitcoin. If it's doing a massive wave like that all the way up, on the weekly is where you look for your divergence, guys. So right here, if you take a look at this right here, you can see there's your peak on the weekly. Okay, that's usually going to be your peak. There you go. There's your peak right there. And then you're going to want to look for something like that over here. You'll see obvious bearish divergence wherever that's going to end up, and you'll see it. You'll see it on the weekly, guys, with waves of this nature, boom, of that size, okay? That's where you're going to see it, and that's where you're going to want to exit. Wherever that may be, it's either going to have a correction or maybe in that area, Fed's going to do a pause. Once they do a pause, why is it when the Fed does a pause, guys? When the Fed starts lowering rates, okay, they're signaling to the market that everything is so screwed up, we have to lower rates, and then the market goes down with it. That's why. Pause, it can go up. It can go up. Here's a good example of that. Interest rates were going up. Fed did a pause. I think it did a pause right in this area, and then boom. That's the signal that they're giving, guys. So lots of people are out there just still waiting to see possibly where the pivot may be. Like I said, guys, it could be 2 years. It could be 2 years for the pivot. Seriously. They might keep rates at 5.5 for a long time. They could keep them up there for a long time, guys. All right. I think the decade of just total all QE, this is going to probably be a new environment potentially. Just speculation. I could be wrong. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.